Oh boy! Alright, okay. Okay. Ooh. Is that good enough? Pathfinder. I feel like I haven't streamed for ages, but it's been like one day. And I even streamed yesterday. Did I? Oh well. Yeah, I did. I just went to bed earlier. Oh well. Hair falling out. The last time we did the abandoned fortress, whatever it's called, after Tristan for stealing our super demon eye, and we killed him for it. Took it back, as you do. So now we just have the barbarian camp left. I wonder how that affects things. Because I think if you go to Tristan last, he loses his eyes, and I'm not sure he does that. If you go first, I forgot to look, and I didn't really find out because I stabbed him in the face, and he was like level 1, so he died in one hit. Hey, Cece. It wasn't yesterday. How's it going? Yeah. I already finished it once, like a month ago. I only played one game between sessions. So I finished Pathfinder, then I played Torment, Tides of Numenera, and then I just started Pathfinder again. Not really because the game is that good, but I don't know. I just wanted to see what it was like playing evil, like certain things. Unfortunately, most of them have been super unimpressive. It's super disappointing. Oh, we got 2,500 gold coins? Okay. No, evil is definitely not more fun. It's almost never worth playing evil in these kind of games. It's like either you play good or you play neutral, more or less. Like lawful evil is okay-ish, because that is a lot more like you're actually obeying the law. So for the most part, you can kind of make decent choices, but otherwise, half the time when you try to do something evil, the game is like, no. And then, like, if you try to kill someone, they just run away or whatever. That's happened, I think, at least twice so far. Yeah, it's a problem with multiple choice things. Like, for the most part, it just means that the story becomes kind of diluted, and it generally doesn't make sense for good and evil, because like you need to have some kind of reason to do the things you do in the game. And if that is like chasing some character or whatever, some bad guy, it's not always possible to make it work for. Everyone has rested. Do we have this? Do we have our spells? Yes. Don't remember what we did last, so we'll just
according to plan.
head off. Inventory seems fine. Oppressor Bastard Sword. +6 enhancement bonus to charisma and a +2 luck bonus on will saving throw. That's pretty good. But I don't know what it's for. Like Magus, I guess. Paladin too. Yeah, the built-in portraits aren't bad, but they're kind of lacking. Like I feel like there's like one for each race, and like especially if you don't want to pick the portraits for your party members. I'm not sure if you can pick those, but I think you can. Not sure. But yeah, it's very lacking. So I just downloaded some mods. Let's see, we need to go... Well, let's check our quests first. Have something. Take a leak to the Southern Barrens. A simple favor. Obtain Unicorn. Confront Nasriel. We can go do that first. Quick. Teleport. That should be... Camelands. Yeah, but... honestly, even... well... I don't know. I feel like Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 had good choices, but at the same time, they kind of didn't. They didn't really have much more than this game does. Nasriel's face is contorted in desperation. Her eyes have a haunted look. Your Grace, to what do we owe the pleasure? The goods you've been selling are cursed. Would you like to explain yourself? Nasriel turns pale as paper. Cursed? Oh goodness, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. It's simply impossible. My creations are impeccable. I'm a master, you know. Such a thing has never happened in my entire life. Nobody could... The elven woman falls silent. Her lips move, but she doesn't make a sound. Nasriel recovers her voice and now sounds strangely calm. It's Sartain. It's him. He's been spoiling my work. No one else could do it. The little bastard tried to tarnish my name. There's nothing but cold hatred in Nasriel's gaze. The tone of her voice is quiet and murderous. By the right granted to me by our agreement, I'm calling upon your grace. Sartain insulted the reputation of the master to whom you promised protection. I'm asking you to find and kill the bastard. He must be hiding in his hut not far from the capital. Okay. I can do that. I'm playing Chaotic Evil, but I'm kind of playing more like... it's closer to Chaotic Neutral. I'm just trying to play a bandit, but I'm still leaning towards Evil. Okay, that was that. I think we'll do this one. Like, I'm not using Palik and Canera, but I kind of still want to see the other option, what you get there, or how it plays out. Because otherwise, I've killed or sent off all the other characters that I don't want. But she's my treasurer, And she's like the only treasurer in the entire game, except for Magar Varn, and he's super dead. Oh, also the gnome. I also exploded the gnome. I critted him in the head and he exploded. Let's see, we're heading to... let's go back to the capital. Yeah, the options you have for dealing with the actual main characters is pretty decent for the most part. Like it's only Tristan. I don't know if you've finished the game, or if you've even played it. I wanted to stab him, but I couldn't. How can I serve you, Your Grace? Oh, this is not the right guy. You checked in and out while you've been playing occasionally? Alright. Yeah, no, I like the game. Like, the story could use some work. But otherwise, the main issues are really just that D&D is a trash system, and that the game runs like garbage. And the loading times are like 400 years. Sartain gazes at you in astonishment. Something seems different. No longer does he appear dim-witted and servile. Instead, he seems self-confident and firm. I didn't expect to see you here. How can I help you? You've been spoiling Nezreel's work, haven't you? Sartain sneers and throws his hands up playfully. You got me. I confess. Who figured it out? You or her? Anyway, that's not important right now. Why did I do it? Purely for the sake of revenge. Years ago, she invested a lot of effort in devastating my father, who was himself a well-known weaponsmith. He lost everything that was dear to him. His reputation, his workshop, his whole life's purpose. When I found out the rascal was here, I decided to seize the opportunity. I arrived here, got myself an apprentice's position, and set my hands to work. I'm smarter and more skilled than she might think. I worked hard by the anvil during the day and crafted cursed items at night. Nazriel's pride is her soft spot, the perfect place to strike. I decided to tarnish her image, make her look clumsy and incompetent, ruin her reputation, and, of course, destroy that masterpiece she's been making such a fuss over. I'd hoped to see Nazriel's head on the chopping block, but since you're here, I have a better idea. Your Grace, would you like to hire a new weaponsmith? I'm aware you have a deal with Nazriel, but if you decide to break that deal and declare me the court's master blacksmith, and allow me to keep Nazriel as an assistant, oh, I could never thank you enough. What do you say? I recognize your right to revenge, and this is your business, but I'm not helping you. Deal. You will be my new master. Sartain's laugh rings out. So that's how it is. As soon as I take over Nazriel's workshop, I promise I will forge things you've never even dreamed of. And its former owner will receive some proper training. I give you my word, I'll begin by bringing some guards to the blacksmith shop, and suppress any thoughts she has of resistance. Goodbye, Your Grace. No, I failed! Yeah, last time I played Lawful Good, so I was playing kind of like Zealous, or more or less Zealous Good. So I just killed that guy instantly. So this time I'm just kind of supporting people who are kind of ruthless, I guess. Like taking advantage of situation and shit. Yeah, neutral evil is easily the most evil. Like chaotic evil is just like wild ish. It's not really. Um, Most people, when they see the alignment charts, they kind of attribute, like, assign the extremes to each alignment, and that's not really how it's meant to be. Like, a lawful evil character isn't necessarily a bad person. He's just more into self-interest. But a neutral evil character is basically a sociopath. More or less. Let's see here. We are going to... there, Tasselford. I've never played D&D before, though I would have liked to, given the chance. Yeah. Only D&D thing I've played is like Icewind Dale. Yeah, I mean, RPing is completely different than the games, of course. On the bank, to our utter surprise, we saw a ferry. Its rough-sounding ferryman smelled like onions and trouble. He told us that the problem of pirates on the river had been resolved. A group of Numerians has gone downstream and scared off all the pirates. He told us then a heartbreaking story of his friend, who once robbed travelers, but was wise enough to yield to the Numerians, and now was living the miserable life of an honest man. Against all my expectations, we got to the other side without any trouble. And the games kind of suck. Like almost all of them are real time, and real time D&D is retarded because it's not made for that. So like the only thing that happens is that you have like 3 wizards or something, and they all throw fireball at the same time, and the counter's over. Like that's basically how it is half the time. And like D&D has some issues, especially here. Like in the beginning, the game is too hard because you get shot by 1 arrow and you instantly die, or like every single boss just like bonks you in the head and it kills 3 of your characters because he has like 4 attacks and does like 40 damage each time, and you have like 30 hit points. But after that, it's the opposite. Like, they put 1 big boss in front of you, and at that point, your characters are just so strong. They just like even if it's a boss that's like level 25 or level 30, even when you're level 16, like there's no balance. But I mean, it's an okay system. I just don't think it's. I just it's bad for games in general, I think. And I don't really like it for RPing either. I don't know. But that's just me, I guess. It is the world's most popular. So, what can you say? Don't leave. The megaliths. They must be placed in the correct order. This will loosen my chains. For interaction. I was betrayed by my faithful. Now I seek help from a stranger. The Ravenous Queen. The nearly erased inscription reads, "You won't forgive us, my queen. Neither will we." Yeah, I don't even know if D&D was initially intended to be a role-playing game, or if they were just trying to make a tabletop game. So I don't know. I don't like it because I don't like levels role-playing. But I don't really role-play anymore. Flint Rock Grasslands. But almost every CRPG that is not D&D based has a better combat system, in my opinion. Like Pillars of Eternity or Torment, Heads of Numenera, example. The barbarian raises his empty hands into the air. Peace, Baron, peace. We've been waiting to speak with you. I am Gwart of the Tiger Lords, a cleric of Goron, and wise Dugarth's apprentice. We've come with an offer for you. I don't wish to waste your time, so I'll be brief. We're sick and tired of Armag and his crazy witches. You want to help the Brevens, and we want to pull our kin out of this senseless slaughter. Our interests coincide. Why are you unhappy with Armag? A chieftain's job is to fight for the wealth and glory of his tribe, not to cram vague bullcrap about some great future down the throats of his tribesmen. The real Armag once made all of Numeria tremble before the Tiger Lords. What has this Armag done? Sent our people to their deaths for no reason, and he'll continue to do so in the future. Why should we even fight the Brevens, for goodness sake? Is anyone going to pay us for it? We're the sisters? Dream on. We're tired of being used as pawns in a game we don't even understand. Let's use you as an example. Perhaps you're not the most important person in the River Kingdoms, but you're certainly not an enemy to yourself or your people, right? Now, put yourself in our shoes. Imagine your chieftain calls on you and orders you to take all your people and jump off a cliff, all because some old crone foretold that it was your destiny. What would you do? What? You can go straight to the abyss with orders like that. Exactly, that's just what we thought. If you call yourself a chieftain, you should care for your tribe. If you can't, you can go straight to the abyss. I thought your goal was to seize and plunder Restall. That's what Armag said, but he underestimated the size of Brevoy's army. He said their forces would be 1/3 the size, and they haven't even received your reinforcements. Our today's enemies are just a fraction of Brevoy's forces. It's crystal clear to us that, with those forces and their walls, Restov is too much for us. All we could achieve would be to weaken the Sword Lord's army. I'm sure the Surtovas would be happy with that, but what's in it for us? The Surtovas won't be paying because we dragged our butts here of our own accord. Numeria's pretty far from here. How did you find yourself near Rosland borders? We traveled through Pitax. Why King Iravetti let us through is a mystery to us, though. There were rumors among the fighters that he was the one who hired us to attack Restov, but now we know for sure that no one's even paying us for this expedition. I hate getting caught in a charade like that, but more than that, I hate any chieftain who would put on such a charade for their people. If you get rid of Armag, who will be your new chieftain? Dugarth, I suppose, but that's not important right now. Jaethal speaks softly to the barbarian, so the barbarians won't hear her. Bad. This Dugarth thinks too highly of himself. He's proud and uncontrollable. Better to give this horde to another chief, a more convenient one. Of course, nothing prevents us from agreeing to their plan now and changing our minds later. Can we be the chieftain? I'm not sure, but I think you could maybe push Amiri into it, but I don't know. Plus, I haven't really been doing much with Amiri. So I don't know if she will go for it. Our main objective is to take out Armag. Even a mindless baby would be a better chieftain than this madman who obeys those harpies every word and destroys his own tribe. What's the plan? We'll go to the camp and start a riot. Once we explain that they're being sent into the grinder without even being paid for it, the camp will be behind us, and we can try to kill Armag and sisters. In the meantime, you take your reinforcements to the Brevens, the site of your army, and news of Armag's deposition should be enough to convince our brothers and sisters to retreat. We're ready. Have you prepared yourself? Once we start, there's no turning back. It could be a while before you have a chance to take care of any other matters. Yes, let's go. I guess.
Speak.
I'm not too concerned about failing some stuff here. Because I kind of want to play the game again. And do like a proper 100% playthrough. I feel like playing like a druid of Erastil or something. It's like the most proper way to play the game. Of course, you can play it any way you want. But either that or chaotic good. Chaotic good always works. Chaotic good is the hero alignment. Also, as I've complained about like 400 times, fucking hate this part of D&D. It's so garbage. Buffy, 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 buff. Eternally. Here we can actually do that. Summon some Brolani Azatas. What? Yeah, exactly. Let's also do mass and large person. And when we use those guys, we have to do protection from electricity or they will blast us to death with lightning bolts. They're retarded. And then we do Good Hope and Bless. In we go. Oh yeah, I was gonna save. Time for 1,000 battles. 1,000 gazillion battles. Blah blah blah. What the fuck? Is Jamande Eldori knocked down on the ground? Hell. Is. Maybe she is when you find her here every time. I'm not sure. Yeah, this place is kind of not really designed for the turn-based system. Everything takes forever here. And we can do this just for this place. There. Everyone moves super fast. Because otherwise, there are just so many enemies. It all takes forever.
Repent.
Go there. Lightning bolt. It's a good thing we used protection from electricity. Let's me shoot my own dudes. Are those guys too far away to join? Or what?
Knock knock used to lighting enemies on fire first.
Oh, did knock knock not get hasted? No. Oh, there they go. Brap, 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 brap. Can't reach anyone. Ah. Like they didn't add turn-based mode in the beginning,
Dead.
so the
Everyone is dead.
game is kind of not designed for it. But it also kind of is because it's based on D&D, which is a turn-based system. So a half-elf woman, clad in broken and dented armor, sets a healing potion to her bloodied lips. Leaning on her jagged sword, she stands and looks over the battlefield. The corpses of friends and foes alike strewn across it.
Where have you been?
She turns to you, her blood-smeared face distorted with rage.
No, it doesn't matter. Don't bother answering. I've no interest in your excuses. You're late, and it's all over. My army's been destroyed, and the way to Restov is unprotected. Your reinforcements won't make any difference now.
Where's my attack? Where's my chaotic evil attack option? How was the battle?
How do you think? The barbarians outnumbered us, and with giants at their sides. It was a slaughter. We killed many of them on the battlefield, but my army was decimated in the process.
How did the barbarians recruit giants into their army?
How should I know? Probably picked them up as children in Numeria and raised them to fight. Giants are dangerous enough on their own, but under the command of an experienced warlord.
At least I managed to save you.
Should I thank you for that? What good is a commander with no army? Now I'll just die a few days later, attempting to defend Rostov proper from these barbarians. So great. Thanks.
See, this is exactly a moment where evil is like not a viable option. The only thing we can actually do to progress is not all is lost. There's still a chance to cut our losses instead of just stabbing her in the face.
Do you even comprehend what this means? We were double-crossed. All this, all these deaths, all for nothing.
Jamandi throws her sword to the ground with a curse.
I'll find the ones responsible. Hunt them to the ends of Golarion if I have to. And if it turns out the Sertovas were behind it all, gods help them.
Golarion? Is that how we pronounce it now? Golarion? It was Golarion all the other times. But I guess... I mean... Maybe she has an accent? Let's chalk it down to accent. How do we proceed?
Follow through on your agreement with the barbarians. Go to their main camp. It's not far. In the meantime, I'll try to save whatever remains of my army.
I see. I'll move out immediately.
Go. Too much blood's been shed this day. But perhaps we can still save someone.
Did it without breaking it.
As it
Good
should
job.
be.
And she left. Didn't get to kill her. Oh! Doggies! And this is a really annoying place too. Because normally I would just throw a fireball. But the barbarians all have uncanny dodge. I think it's uncanny dodge. Is it uncanny... Or is it evasion that does that? Maybe they don't. Let's take a peek.
Things.
Oh, I'm still out of range. Can't look at him. Ah! Let's just do this and find out. Let's walk in. Maybe there are more targets. Oh, I didn't fail on anyone. But no, I can't see. Because you can reflex save the fireballs and lightning bolts. And that makes you take half damage. But rogues and certain other classes, they avoid all damage. And I'm not sure if barbarians do that or not. But like certain places in the game where enemies do have evasion, it's just like you throw a fireball and
This should do it.
it literally does 0 damage.
I'll cut you.
Because you really, really have to specialize. Yep. Evades the effect of lightning bolt. Takes no damage. But Wolf also says that. But oh, the ferocious wolf is different? Okay.
Consider
Like if you wanna do summons, for example, and you specialize on conjuration, and then you try to throw a fireball on enemies that actually have reflex saves, they're just always gonna avoid your damage. More or less. I mean, it shouldn't really be that bad, because it's only like 2
Be easier if you not fight back.
points on the reflex save PC. I don't know. Maybe I'm just retarded. It's entirely possible. Bonk. Miss! Get him.
In due time.
This place is so big, there's so many encounters! That's why I had to speed it up. Otherwise it just takes 400 years. Where's my cleave? Who's gone? Like I said, at this point in the game, almost nothing makes any attempt to resist you. Maybe if you ignore side quests and stuff, then you might not be high enough level. And then the game might be decent. That's also an issue with levels when you're trying to do games with side quests. Because it's like either you like if you have side quests and you have levels, then either you design the game for side quests or you design the game for the main quest. Like, do you have to do the side quests to be high enough level to do the main quest? Because then they're just like forced main quest side quests in a way. Or do you design the game so that you can just do it without doing the side quests? And in which case, if you do the side quests, then the game just becomes trash. Just insta-kill everything in the main story. It's honestly, in my opinion, the biggest problem design-wise
Come
for
here, Bax. Knock knock stab you.
open world games and games that you want to have exploration and side quests and stuff in. Bonk.
Which knife do you use?
Brevoy soldiers. Are they yellow? Ooh. 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 Yes! I can blow him up. I think last time I think they were green because I had made a lot more friendly options with the with Restov. Yeah, Restov is the city. But now I'm doing the opposite. Now we can actually kill them. More XP for us. Blech.
Unworthy.
Are you guys going over there? Oh no! They're like in the middle? I can't actually kill them. Unless I AoE them. Sad day. Hey, at least we got a couple of them. Bet I'll kill at least a
All
dozen.
according to plan.
Dalirun Myrnus. Soldiers' corpses litter the area. A gnome in dented armor moves hastily between the bodies. Ignoring the blood oozing from his wounds, he places shiny black onyx gems on the dead soldiers' chests. What are you doing? I'm preparing the greatest blasphemy. I'm going to raise my fighters for one last attack. We lost the battle. We were betrayed. No one came to help us, and we were slaughtered like livestock. But I'm a cleric. I have some powers. I'll make the dead fight one more time. At least, we can take some of those damned barbarians to the afterlife with us. In every scream of unlife is disgusting, I hear an unsaid given a reason I'd give everything for the opportunities it provides. And this is material evidence. If you want to see a hypocrite, look for a Pharasman. This guy can't be serious. How about we just cut him and take the gems? Oh, maybe I should cut you instead. When will you learn that we're not a gang of bandits? Reg, these are our allies. We don't kill our allies even if we don't think they're being serious. My thoughts exactly. Dude, you're only giving me one choice here. I don't want to say this either. We're not a gang of bandits. We're literally a gang of bandits. Like, that's the whole idea. And this, like, we don't kill our allies even if we don't think they're being serious. Gotta kill them. Ha ha ha! Well, I'm your right hand for a reason. Hey, Shorty, give me the gems! Impaling you with his dull eyes, the gnome clenches his teeth and charges. Come here, gnome. Where are you? There. Double miss? Land of Wisdom +2. Eek. Oh!
Does it matter?
Oh? I'm sure we can survive being stabbed by a gnome's dull eye. Gnome. Bronk. Man, his reach is insane. Bonk. He's big and he has an increased range spell on him. I reach. Bonk. Hello, Burke. Too much fight, too little food. Not what tiny allies promised. Go away, tiny thing. Burke no want to fight. Burke no want to talk. What you want, tiny thing? We fought long this day. Want rest. No more fight. We tired. We go.
Me keep.
Okay. Bye. Yeah, exactly. Not all about what you want, stupid
I'm not
giants.
afraid.
No. Only have 2? Oh, haste ran out. It's hard to tell when haste runs out here. We're all running at super speed anyway. You can loot everything from like exiting the map,
Did it? I did.
that screen, except for animals. So you have to skin them first if you want to loot them. But it's honestly kind of worthless. Like, how much money does that even? 10 gold. That's what it's worth. So we get probably like 2 gold. I'm not sure. Maybe you do get 10 gold for selling it. So even then, it's like barely worth bothering clicking them. I want to wait until after Octave. And of course, he's last in the turn. No, don't summon wolves! There. Now, Octavia. We need Scroll of Haste. What did I just remove? think it was the fireball wand. Put that back. Bonk!
What a waste.
Kill this guy and the wolves go away.
Be easier if you not fight back.
Blah, 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 blah. Last time I played, I thought that Wyvern was really good. Now I think he sucks balls.
Die for me.
Because in the last time I played with the mod turn-based system instead of the official one, and there he could charge. And that way he could actually like get into combat and do something, but here he just like walks in and then the combat's over. And he's so slow too, like he has wings and he's still slow as shit.
This is for you.
A calculated risk.
Jesus Christ. Survived that? Fuck.
Come here, Bat. Not stab you.
Go, Wyvern! And he's basically useless against barbarians too, because they have damage reduction. And he has like 6 attacks, but they all do trash damage. His potion, trash belt.
I did it. I did.
Oh, you guys don't want to fight? Alright. It's gonna loot your entire camp. Worry about it. Oh! Let's see if are the Faceless Sisters here this time though. Seemed like it.
In due time.
Did it without breaking it.
Heavy shield! I don't want a heavy shield. No Gwart. Oh! What was that? Oh, what was that? Ring of Evasion. This ring continuously grants the wearer the ability to avoid damage as if the player had evasion ability. Whenever she makes a reflex saving throw to determine whether she takes half damage, a successful save results in no damage. Hmm. think I'll give Jaethel that. Instead of acid immune, take that. Because she is vulnerable to fire, and almost every single fire spell has a reflex save to avoid damage. So she just needs better saving throws. But not something we can get right now. We also got this. Quiver provides a limitless supply of lawful cold iron arrows that gives a +2 bonus to both attack and damage against Fae. Okay. Speaking of, are we crafting anything right now? I am. Because I'm giving all of my items Fae Bane. Yeah, the crafting system isn't even like in the game really. It's a mod. But the crafting is like it's modded in because it exists tabletop. That's really why I use it. But it's not. I don't think it's properly balanced, so I'm a bit like on the fence about using it. Because it makes it too easy to get items. Also, we got Reaper's Vest. This +3 studded armor grants its wearer an additional +2 dodge bonus AC against shaken opponents' attacks. Meh. You find Gwart near Armag's tent. When he notices you, he raises his hand to greet you. Ugath greets you with a curt nod. Greetings, Gwart. Was your riot a success? Yes and no. Armag's still alive. Mad or not, he is still one of the strongest fighters in all Golarion. But that's not important, right? He abandoned his army in the middle of battle. No one here will recognize him as chieftain after that. Where did he go? That's the creepy part. Our Armag spent a lot of time searching for the tomb of ancient Armag, the hero of the past, whose incarnation he believes himself to be. I don't know if it's true, but I heard rumor that he finally found it. He took a small squad with him. The sisters opened a portal for them, and that's the last we saw of him. I guess he's inside the shoot tomb already, and what he's looking for there could make him terribly powerful. More powerful than any of us can imagine. Where's his tomb? Only Armag and the sisters know. You'll have to find it on your own. Ugath, I knew we'd meet again. The old cleric nods with restraint. So the battle rages again, and your people continue killing mine. But I owe you my life. The gods like to play cruel jokes on mortals. So, Armag's on his own now. Not at all. There's still an entire army of our brothers and sisters back in Numeria, ready to obey his every word. They'd rather call us traitors than give up the dream of great Armag once more leading them to glory. We can try appealing to their reason, but I fear this will end with the Tiger Lord splitting into 2 separate tribes. You hear that? A valuable lesson for the Baron. If you're a hero for even an hour, whatever you do later, you'll always have companions. People who will find it easier to accuse the whole world of lying, rather than admit they were wrong about you. I said, she's neutral evil. We have to stop this madman. Exactly. And you should be the one to do it, because we can't stay any longer. We're retreating to Numeria before another battle with the Brevins can start. So, listen to me carefully. Find the tomb. Find Armag and kill him. Don't? He'll be back soon enough with a new army, and then Restov will fall, not to mention your barony. Farewell then. I'll do all I can to stop Armag. I hope you can talk some sense into your tribesmen. Having exchanged farewell handshakes, the Tiger Lords leave the camp. When I was here with Amiri, you sneak in, take like forever to get all the way in, and then she challenges Armag to single combat,
That is
and then Armag charges you and does like 3 times your entire hit point pool in one turn. Every single time! And he can't miss. Pretty great.
Here's to our savior. The barbarians are routed. Congratulations on your glorious victory.
Natala Sertova greets you with the satisfied smile of a snake who's just swallowed a living meal and has settled in to enjoy it. I'm so glad you listened to the voice of reason.
Yes, a truly heroic deed. Believe me, I won't forget it.
Jamande Eldoris glares at you suddenly. Her voice is dull as she speaks. You can't blame me for your defeat. I arrived as soon as I could. It would seem unwise to be issuing threats in your position.
I'm well aware of my position, thank you.
That's enough. This is no time to argue. We won. That's the important thing. Today, the Baron proved himself not just a capable general, but also a wise ruler. I would even go so far as to say this man has shown wisdom beyond his station. Not just that of a baron, but that of a true king.
Am I hearing you right? Are you ready to acknowledge him as your equal?
Well, as your equal at
Oh.
least, Sword Lord. So, what do you say? Can you bear the burden of the crown?
Requires evil. Kiss Natala's hand. Crowned or not, I'll always remain your loyal ally. And if the rest of its sword lords are failing to protect Brevoy's borders, my army and I stand willing and ready to defend their lands. Kiss Natala's hand. I would be honored to take the crown from your hand. Allow me to pledge my eternal loyalty. I have no doubt our alliance will bear beautiful fruit. Extend your hand to Jamandi. Let's leave our quarrels in the past. Today, Restov and the Sword Lords need allies more than ever. You think to honor me by proposing I take the crown from your hands. I don't require your recognition or anyone else's to be crowned. I kind of want to go with that one. I don't like this one. I will always remain your loyal ally. This is more like a neutral or lawful evil option, I feel like. And I feel more dependent than that. You think to honor me by proposing I take the crown from your hands. I don't require your recognition or anyone else's to be crowned.
Now, these are the words of a true king, not some vagabond. With an approach like that, I've no doubt you will achieve much.
Natala raises her eyebrows but restrains herself. A smile returns to her face.
Well, it's time I return to what's left of my army. I wish you luck, Your Highness. There's an old proverb in our lands. Before giving orders, one must learn to take them. You've proven quite adept at the former. Let's see how you do at the latter.
She's pissed? I don't know, I think she's horny. Jamande Eldori turns and leaves.
Congratulations, Your Highness. Your prior actions proved you capable of seizing power. But today is the day you proved yourself able to keep it. Go ahead and order the ceremonial vestments for your coronation. And while they're being prepared, you should finish what you started. Find the barbarian chieftain and expel the barbarians from your lands. Establish peace in the region. and take steps to ensure no magical beasts randomly appear within your lands again. Well, Your Highness, let me bid you farewell. Do enjoy your coronation as much as you can. A ruler's life gives so few occasions for such joy.
With a slight smile of farewell, Natala Surtova ceremoniously leaves. I was just going for a stroll. Yeah, that's actually kind of this entire game. To be honest. Like Icewind Dale or Baldur's Gate, etc., etc. They're all designed to be like, oh, you're an adventurer, you're out chasing something, you're going on a trip because you know there's some bad guy you're going after, blah blah blah. But here it's literally just you become the ruler of a barony, and that's like what you're doing. So almost everything that happens is just like some bullshit that happens, and you have to deal with it. Which is also why the story is kind of lacking. Like it would be fine, but like there is an underlying plot, but it's not connected enough to most of the main story. You kind of lose track of it. So half the time it's literally just like random. Like this chapter feels like an... Well, not this chapter. This chapter actually is a little bit tied in, but the previous chapters, most of them, have just felt like side quests, more or less. And this is chapter 5, I think. Out of 7. Fireball! But I don't think I don't know. I kind of always want to do all the side quests, more or less. Like clear the map and shit. But we'll see. Because I also kind of just want to get through the game. There are other games I want to play too, and this game's like 200 hours long. Go doggy! Doggy is OP. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
I'll fight if I have to.
Yes, I agree. I feel that way too for the most part. Like while you're playing it, it's fine. You're like, oh, I can do these side quests. But yeah, once you actually get that tangible feel of, oh, this is the end, then yeah. Especially like those typical end dungeons that are meant for like, oh, you wanna do more instead of just doing the main story. Those kind of things, I never feel like it's worth it. That's also been my approach, game development wise. Like I'm not on our current project. I'm not lead designer or anything like that. but on my own. I wanted to focus the experience so that it was like it was a story game. So it was just completely linear. Instead of being full of side quests and other nonsense. Like, it's not like you're going around doing side quests in Doom, for example. Or you're not doing side quests when you're watching Lord of the Rings either. And if I wanted to make a game that did have side quests, I would make a game that was about the side quests. That's kind of how I feel. But at the same time, I'm not entirely against the idea either. Like some of the stuff in Torment, for example, there was a lot of side quests, but I don't know, it can be fine too. But it depends on how you do it. Like, I feel like it has to be somehow connected to the main plot of the game, or like the core of the game, to really be interesting or have like a point to it, except for just being bags of XP. And in those cases, I think it's fine. But that's usually not the case. It's usually like, oh, there's a random robot on the floor who wants to give birth to robot babies. Can you help him? Like, okay, I guess. That was literally a quest in Torment.
Face me if you dare.
Elder Scrolls does it really well. I actually disagree with that. I kind of think Elder Scrolls does it completely wrong. But that's because I feel like Elder Scrolls wants to be like an open world exploration game, but it doesn't really design itself like that, because everything is set in stone. Like, nothing is actually random. So it's like a scattered story game, and the story is just trash. I wish they would just ditch the story entirely in Elder Scrolls. And just make it like a true procedural kind of that kind of game. Which is, as far as I know, that was the original idea. When they made Daggerfall, that was the idea. But they kind of moved away from that. And I think they basically... they either ousted, or the guy who was the driving force behind that left. Todd Howard came into the picture instead at some point. I'm not sure how long Todd Howard has been involved. If it's from the beginning. You never have to do the story at all because of how many side quests there are? Yeah. Yeah, I see that. I mean, I like the concept. I just think in Elder Scrolls, I just don't think that they're
all according to plan.
That good. Like, I played 150 hours of Skyrim when it came out. Just to play like a bunch of different characters. Or like doing the wizard skill, doing the thief skill, etc, etc. But I don't know, I just don't think that they're interesting enough for this. Skyrim pales in comparison to Morrowind? I don't really think so. Like, I've played Morrowind as well. As a child. And I don't know.
This is for you.
I think the writing is better to some degree in Morrowind. Because it's not voice acting. And that leaves, like, so much more leeway for writing whatever you want, and more writing as well. But otherwise, no, I've never been a huge Elder Scrolls fan, so I'm biased. Too many barbarians. Bonk, bonk.
Left yourself open.
Can we 5-foot step in that direction? Oh yes, boy, we can. But I have always wanted a game like Elder Scrolls. But more procedural. And I also want a game that has better gameplay. I think Elder Scrolls has like the worst gameplay in the entire RPG genre, so I don't know. Because it doesn't actually have gameplay. Like you just wing. That's basically it. Skyrim was like groundbreaking because you could shout people to death.
My search was not in.
They had another button. Skyrim is super old, dude.
A reckoning is at hand.
In due time.
Like, I think I probably think Elder Scrolls Online is the best Elder Scrolls game, even for single player. But I don't know how it is story-wise or writing-wise. But it actually has gameplay. It's not much more, but it's more. It's honestly designed as a single player game, so you can just play it like a story game. But
Wretched things.
it is an MMO. I think it's more akin to like Final Fantasy XIV than World of Warcraft. Final Fantasy XIV, they just announced a new expansion, and I'll probably play it, but I will literally just play the story, then uninstall it. Not a fan of Final Fantasy? No, it sucks balls. Final Fantasy XIV is really cool though. Mainly because of the soundtrack. No, like Final Fantasy is honestly... no, Final Fantasy XIV, that's the MMO. Final Fantasy 15 is the boy band one. That one is fucking trash. It's literally the worst Final Fantasy game they've ever made. It's absolutely awful. Like the game is really cool. I really liked Final Fantasy 15 in the beginning because because it's really unorthodox compared to other Final Fantasy games. Because you're like just chilling, like auto driving your fucking car and just like riding with the boys and just having a good time. And then the story starts and it's fucking garbage. And the gameplay is terrible. Like they tried to make the game like more of an action game. They've been trying to do that for ages. But the gameplay is more shallow than Final Fantasy 1, and it's like it's absolute trash.
This body holds no more.
Like you have one button that you hold to dodge, and that's it. You just dodge infinitely forever by just holding the button. And then you have an attack button, but the attack button is completely useless. Like you cannot use the attack button because enemies will just attack you and just like interrupt you, and it's trash. Like it does no damage anyway. And you have the teleport strike button, and that is literally the only buttons. No, you have like one R1 button too, that makes the big guy with the sword do like an AoE. So all you do is you teleport strike, and then you teleport strike out of the battle, and then you press the AoE button. That's the entire game. Yeah, the teleport strike is everything. Like nothing else, except for spells. But the spells are like bombs. So you have like 3, and you never want to use them. So it's like the worst magic system they've ever had. Because you never want to use them, because you don't know when you'll need it. And because you have like 2 of them. And yeah, I did finish it. Towards the end of the game, like, if you, I think either if you pre-ordered it or if you bought it on PC, you get like a pack with like special cool items. But
Despicable.
one of them is just a sword that makes teleport strike super strong. It makes teleport strike do like 9,999 damage every single time. So I just equipped that. there was no gameplay anyway. I want to share a clip with you. You can try, but I think I have disabled that. I should re-enable that. Because I kept is it YouTube? It's Switch. Does it have like a code at the end? Because you can just put that, then I can plug it in into the browser myself. See, how do you find? Oh, also, I'm not sure I can actually watch it. Let's see. How do we find?
0. 1 out of 10.
Ow.
You gotta.
Videos. Clips. There. Oh, it has to be a user too. Oh, there. I wasn't looking at my chat. Like I don't know if this will work. Because for some reason, I can't really watch videos anymore while streaming. I probably need to format my computer. Either that or the internet has just become too powerful for my processor. Like it's just gonna lag like a bitch. I have 100 megabits up and down. So yeah, it might be the internet just becoming too strong for my processor. I think that's the case. But I really do need to format. Let's try Chrome. Right, give me one. Gonna work here.
May you too know happiness.
What did he say? Oh,
No happiness.
I thought he said penis. Who was it even? Is it just some random lady eating porridge? I don't remember any characters from the entire game except for the main four and Luna. Now that I see her, if that was her name, some random lady we stalked because she was eating lunch. I don't remember if I did something like that too. I don't remember. The game was so fucking useless. Like there's nothing to remember. You just skin these manticores. It was funny. But yeah, like JRPGs is honestly one of my favorite genres, but only in theory. Otherwise, I think they're all trash. Like they're so bad. They don't have gameplay, and the stories are always absolutely super bad. Like they're the worst of anime, quality-wise, in my opinion. That's good enough. Sleep. But like I like the can't stand the necessity to grind when all you can do with the grind is the main story. Yes, however, almost no JRPGs actually need you to grind, except for just the things that happen on the way to the end. Like the concept of grinding in JRPGs is honestly a myth. Like it's only a very small select portion of them that are like that. Like super early Final Fantasy games, early Breath of Fire games for the Super Nintendo, and the entire Dragon Quest series, because Dragon Quest is fucking ass. Have you played Legend of Dragoon? I've tried. But I pretty much hate every single JRPG that was released for
Catch my breath.
PlayStation. I hate the entire PlayStation era. More or less. For like anything. I don't know if I even really liked it at the time, to be honest. Because everyone switched to like really shitty 3D, and everything started playing worse because it was playing at like 20 FPS and like super jank 3D shit. Yeah, like I tried playing a bunch of these JRPGs that people hype a lot. Like not too long ago. It might be like 2 or 3 years ago. Still, I don't know, time flies. Like I tried playing Legend of Dragoon and Skies of Arcadia and shit like that, but like maybe Skies of Arcadia gets better, but it was literally Final Fantasy 1 but worse. Like there's so many games that are Final Fantasy 1 but worse. It's scary. Like I don't understand why people like them. Like it's just like fluff. that makes them good, I guess. Or like the schmood of the game. Like Persona is Final Fantasy 1 but worse as well. All of the games are Final Fantasy 1 but worse. Let's see. Do we have anything else to sell here? Sell the Staff of Whispering Souls. Yeah, honestly, to me it's also the nostalgia. Like, I still like Final Fantasy VI, but not really. Like, I've played that game like 400 million times in my youth, because I had it for the Super Nintendo, and I still think that the game is like, it has an amazing feel to it, and like the music and the world and the graphics combined all give you a really, really cool feel. And like the characters having special attacks and shit, like it creates a good feeling. But the game sucks. Like the story is terrible. Like I don't, and the gameplay is also terrible. Because Final Fantasy's gameplay since Final Fantasy 1 has been largely unchanged. Like you literally just have attack, and then you have some color attacks that cost mana. Like they don't have any special functions or anything. It's literally just like blue, red, yellow attack for mana that does more damage to blue, red, yellow enemies. That's the entire extent of it. And that's why Persona games are worse, because the only thing that Persona adds to the Final Fantasy 1 formula is that they add more elements, and they make the elements so much more strong than just attacking. Like in Final Fantasy, I think it's just like double damage. So that's just a nice reward for using fire spells on an ice monster, for example. But in Persona, it's it's 50% more damage. The enemy gets stunned. You get an extra turn. So like you literally cannot do anything other than just fish for the element in the battle. So literally every single fight is just use every single color that you have AoE until you find the right spell, and then the battle's over. There's no actual gameplay, and there's no actual strategy or anything. There's literally just use spells until enemy gets stunned. And then sometimes you fight enemies that don't have weaknesses, and then the game just sucks ass. Even worse. Because it's not even designed for that. Like, it's weird. Imagine that, King. You know, I always believed in you. You keep it up and who knows. In a couple of years, you might even become an emperor. But that Armag. He and those creepy sisters barely managed to find the tomb. How are we going to find it? I mean, I suppose I have a bit of an idea, but I'm not sure. I have scouts we can send to Glenabon Uplands. They can scour out the location for us. Seriously? You have your own scouts? Well, I don't know why I'm so surprised. You're soon to be king. Fine, then. Let them search. What's this idea of yours? Go ahead and share, it can't hurt. Remember that forsaken dwarven fortress where the sisters had holed up? There's a huge library there. Hundreds of ancient books, maybe thousands. I bet there's something about Armag's tomb in there somewhere. But who's going to read through it all? You need to hire a whole army of scholars. I will give the orders. Let's do it then. Let's find the tomb. We have to hurry. Who knows what Armag might do, given enough time there. Yeah. That's because I unbound it. Because I kept like in the base game it's real time, but you can switch to like the tactical time flow, which is 50% slower or something, just so you can like click things. Like it's, I don't know, it's stupid because you have pause, so it doesn't matter. but it kept activating when I was using the mod turn-based mode. So like the turn-based mode was running in slow motion all the time, and I didn't even feel like I pressed the button, so I had to unbind it, and now it just says that. Certain bows, polite but not obsequious. Obsequious? Obsequious. Marked by or exhibiting a fawning attentiveness. Obsequious. Okay. That's a word. Your Grace, I have come to thank you for the favor you did me. I appreciate your protection, and I will make sure you're always satisfied with my work. Sartain bows gracefully and smiles slightly, looking at you. Your Grace, I am proud to give you this gift. I hope you will find it useful. I want something from you. Sartain readily shifts forward. There's a quiet smile on his face. I need something that can increase my speed. Okay. Rest assured, my lady apprentice and I won't disappoint you. Nasriel will work very carefully on our little present for you. Otherwise? Oh no, of course. She takes such good care of her skilled hand. She'd never risk losing a single pretty finger. Yeah. You should have seen when I was playing Torment. I had to Google like all the fucking time because they kept using like really complicated words on purpose, which I think was the right choice, but it seems really like, I don't know what the word is, like yeah, that thing that I can't think of. Like they're trying too hard to look smart. But like the idea of it is because the game's setting is so alien. No, not unnecessary. It's not facetious. It's not over the top either. It's like arrogant, but not really. Something like that. Or like sniffing your own farts. But yeah. But the point is that they were using words like that, like really alien words on purpose. Because the world is so alien that they were trying to like get that feeling across by using words that were strange. And I think they did that really well, but I saw a lot of people in the Steam reviews not happy with it because of that. But the game got way like I think it's a good game. It got way more shit than it deserves just because of Planescape Torment fanboys, and Planescape Torment is fucking garbage. Literally the worst Infinity Engine game. And people were like super angry because it wasn't good enough compared to it. I don't know, it's weird. The only real flaw of Torment, in my opinion, was that it's basically just a glorified visual novel. Because there's such an overwhelming amount of text that it's insane. Like if you go in expecting like Icewind Dale or something, as you mentioned you had played, you're going to be incredibly disappointed because there's like never-ending text. And when I finished the game, I had fought like 10 battles. So I can see why people might be disappointed. But I think it's a really cool game. Their issue is just that there's too much text. Find any hint on the location of Armag's tomb. Send your best scouts to search for the Armag's tomb. It's a difficult task. The barbarians have already been searching for months, but we can pick up their trail and catch up with them. Specialists in the divine and arcane arts joined with lore collectors and bards to attempt to discover the location of Armag's tomb. The library of the abandoned keep could provide you some useful information. Off with you. Like, I doubt you need to do both, but why not? Let's buy another 1000 BP. Hopefully we can do both. Because they give stats. Not that the stats too much. Everyone busy? Okay, everyone's busy. And I didn't get you back? Oh, damn. Dude. I'm going to have to get a mercenary. I think. This part of the game could really have used some more love. It's not great. Take a nap. Oh, finished crafting. I crafted shock on my scimitar here. So right now it's +4, Baybane. Baybane is what? +1. Shock +1. Okay. It's +6 now, total. You can have an equivalent of 10 enchantment levels. Enchantment 5. I want to give it another shock. Then it gets shocking burst. Do it. 3 days somewhere safe.
All according to plan.
I'm not sure what we have to do here. Like, everyone is out for 2 weeks. And all we have to do is wait for that. For Armag to appear. So I guess we can just go and explore? Bound to be a bunch of side quests over there. But we haven't finished exploring over to the right. Maybe we can do that first. Go to Silvershire. Oh, we should save. I don't have autosaves turned on. We might be very, very sad if the game crashes soon.
As it should be.
Like, the difference is so massive. Here, like, the quick save. I press the button. Now it's done. In Torment, it takes like 2 frames. And they're both Unity
In
games.
due time.
And they're both CRPGs. I know exactly why.
That is not far.
Yeah, in like Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, etc.,
Let's give them what they deserve.
they have flags for everything in the entire game. And that's how they determine like what has happened, etc., etc. Like, which stage in the romance with this character are you on? Have you done like this side quest, etc., etc. And that's what they save, and then they save like some positions, some enemy positions and stuff. In this game, they take the entire Unity scene and they literally just dump it into a save file. And so it takes up like 7 megabytes to save one map. Absolutely retarded.
Knock knock used to lighting enemies
And
on
then they,
fire
like,
first.
if we go into cleaner here, you can see like Old Sycamore Caves takes up 7 megabytes. Capital Inn takes up 2.4 megabytes. Hunting Grounds 3 megabytes. Flint Rock Grassland 10 megabytes, etc., etc. And it saves, it dumps all of those every single time it saves. So yeah, there's there's your reason. It's literally the worst save system I have ever seen. It's funny. Except for the fact that the game is like 200 hours long and you have to suffer through it. That's why I don't have autosaves turned on. Because it makes the loading times take twice as long. And the loading times are already really long. So, yeah. Like, I went digging in the save files to find out what was going on. Because I have worked in Unity. And, it, like I said, it was literally just a text file that contained everything in the entire scene.
Follow my lead.
Yeah, a 7 megabyte text file. Because it contains the ID for every single enemy on the screen, and it contains like their rotational values, their blah 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 blah. Literally nothing cold. When all they would need is like a reference to a unit type and a position, and like maybe any value that has been altered on it, like hit points or whatever. Was like -1 spell. You hear a strange, faint humming noise, like a swarm of locusts at a distance. Then, suddenly, the noise rises to a painful shrieking. Suddenly, you find you can make out words in the din. The words are disjointed and hard to make out, but someone is clearly trying to speak to you. Help? Yes? Get out of my head now! Help! 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 The creature keeps repeating the word over and over again, until it's swallowed by the painful background. Who are you? Or what are you? Traveler, way home, friend, jester, jest, escape, trap, pain, wound, blood, powerlessness, blood, cold, heat, darkness, 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 light, predators, attack, run, loss. Drawing upon your arcane knowledge, you discern that the strange being, whatever it may be, has stumbled into a trap which turned out to be a portal, and was injured. We're not sure what the predators are it mentioned, but they must have attacked the creature while it was on this side of the portal. Wish, home. Who are you talking to? Me? Octavia looks around with a raised eyebrow. There's no one here. Are you seeing things? I'm not inclined to trust strange voices in my... Show yourself. Here. Right. What do you want? Stone. Predators. Multitude. Powerlessness. Help. Defense. Cleanup. Path. Home. You're able to piece the jumbled words together with some difficulty. Near as you can tell, the stranger is asking you to get rid of the mysterious predators that drove it away from the stone. Rescue. Predators. Banishment. Death. Reward. Presents. Reward? You will reward me if I help you? Presents, bag, items, multitude, hill, predators, banishment. I'll see what I can do. I'll go there now and take care of the predators. Home, wish, gratitude, presents. Items. But yeah, the reason the save system is the way it is because I think they ran out of time, development-wise. So they just went with the easiest one, which is literally, like I said, just dumping the Unity scene, everything. I think there are other games that do that as well. Because I see people talk about like Unity as an issue, or it being the cause of Unity, which it isn't. So I'm pretty sure certain other games do the same thing. The goblin is glaring at you, grasping his weapon tightly. His wide face is covered in mud, while grass and twigs can be seen poking from behind his ears. The goblin steps back a bit, brandishes his weapon, but half-heartedly. He doesn't seem eager to fight. In a heartbeat, you realize the goblin is not alone on the hill. Many others, all smeared in clay and disguised with grass and moss, are laying motionless on the slope. Strangely, they don't attack. They're doing their best to remain still and blend in with the grass. Dude, I have a goblin with me. What is that stone on the hill? The goblin shrugs. It shine, it burn. No touch. Get out of my sight. Go on. Run, or I'll cut you down. The goblin shrivels, presses his ears down, and starts to back away from you, only to leap even further away and tumble all the way down the hill, shrieking curses. Me no hit! Hit others! Leg it! Leg it! Help! Path! Home! Joy! Friend! Die, vile creature!
Victorious!
Don't kill me. He's too high level, we can't detect much from him.
Your life ebbs low.
Should be able to use a spell here. Blah.
Let's try this way.
Miss!
I did as you asked.
The stone surface is covered in mysterious writing, but what interests you more is the stone isn't a stone at all, but a sealed portal from the looks of it. Okay.
All according
Wand of
to
Restoration, composite shortbow +2. Yep, he's super dead. Gave us 1,400 XP. If you spare him, which is what I did last time, and I helped him get home.
In due time.
I think he helps you. I'm not sure if it's like in the last battle or something. He just appears randomly and just helps you. But now he won't. He's super dead. No, he's completely useless. At best, he'd like take out, like waste like one turn for an enemy or something. They target him instead of me.
Where to now?
Like between this and the loading times, this is by far what makes me not want to replay the game more. Even though I kind of want to. I fucking hate buffs. And this is what I kind of don't like about 3.5 and Pathfinder. I don't know how the newer D&Ds are.
I did.
I kind of didn't like them first. I haven't really tried them much.
I don't like surprises.
Because they tried to like actually dumb everything down to make it more approachable. But I just feel like old D&D is literally like playing Ragnarok Online or something, or like Diablo 2.
I did.
You have like one attack, and everything is just numbers. And it's just, I don't know, it's just not that interesting. I can't attack them. At least hotkeys, it does have hotkeys. But yeah, if you could like order your dudes to do something, that would be nice. There it is. Like if you could set up like use these buffs in a row after I press this button, yeah, that would be nice. What would be even nicer was if the game didn't revolve around buffing yourself 4 million times.
I'll fight if I have to.
Maybe that's just me. Get him! Get him! There. That encounter. Like, see? Like, the encounters just don't last. Like that guy, I don't know what it was. Can we see? Did he disappear?
As it
I think
should
his
be.
body despawned or something. Otherwise, you can usually... Oh, there. I was only a level 13 wizard. And yeah, that's unfortunately most counters at this point. Just last time I had Kalik, the chieftain girl, and she is a what are they called? she's something. She shoots bells out of her hands. And she would just insta-kill every single boss. Like, she had a supercharged version of her normal attack, and you would just use that, and then she would randomly crit. Just one shot every single encounter. And it reached like across the entire screen too. Or way past the screen, even. Forsaken Mound. Spotted peaceful travelers. Approach. I almost evaded the peaceful travelers. Travelers. It's just this guy. Gonna be a really short stream today. Gonna be like 3 hours. I'm gonna stream for like 14 more minutes or something. Sparkling Helmet. A creature that attacks the wearer of this helmet with a melee weapon, an unarmed strike, or a natural weapon takes 1d6 electric damage. Okay. Warhammer Dagger, Light Thundering Scythe. Giant's Nemesis. Nope. This guy is really, really useless when you... Oh, rest. When you play with crafting. Because the concept of this guy is that he sells like randomized gear. So you get like holy swords and whatever. Like they can have one more or less. But with crafting, you just like add it. So it becomes really useless. Owl Bear Omelette. Can run, stay up for longer without becoming fatigued. Yeah.
I feel like I've been carrying bricks all day. And I thought I'd never be a slave again.
On such days, I'm glad the dead feel nothing, including fatigue.
But I think we're done here. Like, it's a really large place, but everything is just nothing. A couple of things here, though.
That is not
All
far.
right. I know what's happening here. There's a deep hole in the ground made recently. At the bottom you can see a pile of bloody rags that look like the remnants of some barbarian's clothes. The horse's legs are covered with deep wounds. They seem to be bite marks, but the animal died by human hands. Its throat has been neatly slit. The inscription on the stone is made with blood. The text says, "Running is no help. The grass betrays. Stay with me. Better die than become food for her." The barbarian seems to have died from massive blood loss. Horrible wounds cover his body, though his hand is still clutching a knife. There's a letter or something here. Nope. We do have a +6 intelligence helmet though, but this gives +4 intelligence and +4 charisma, and they don't stack. So. I think I'd rather just improve this, but I don't think we can get +6 yet. You're using a strength or dex con belt. Strength dex belt. Because he's using a composite bow. Wait, no, this bastard isn't composite. Okay then. Then she doesn't need that. Because composite lets you get damage from strength on ranged attacks. Oh no! It's a big dog!
Victory is certain.
Turn-based system turned off apparently, for some reason. Shit! His health bar didn't move.
What a waste.
Oh shit, I failed to knock him down? Ah. Rolled one too low.
Be easier if you not fight back.
Should probably turn off super speed now. I don't like playing with it. I like seeing animations and wasting my time. And oh, Amulet of Mighty Fists +3. Is that what I have already? It is. Okay. Never mind then. Yeah, no, that affect him. He may be a war priest monk, but He's using a flail, so he doesn't need those.
In due time.
Deep furrows mar the grass in the area, as if a huge plow had been put to work here. Think there might be some secret items here. Yep. Broiled Tuskwater oysters recipe. Up there you can't go at all. There's still a bunch of stuff here too. Spider lair. Please no buff. When I need to buff. Sure, it'll be fine without.
You can count on me.
I want to make my dog big though. That's a good buff. Just because it gives him more range. And helps him trip things. My entire build for him. As I said, let's turn this off. Where is it? There. Party animation speed. Did I have that on 1? Did I have it like slightly faster? 1.4 maybe.
I'll cut you.
I'll cut you!
Come here, Bat. Not stab you.
This should do it.
Yeah, I think it was on this speed. Because the base speed is a bit slow.
Become as dust.
And while she can't get damage from strength, I'm just, since we have crafting, fine for the most part. I'm just gonna put a bunch of elemental damage on it. And she'll actually be able to do some damage with it.
Your life, fleeting.
Though I'm not sure. Like, it's difficult. Because that bow lets her shoot into melee without getting a penalty. And if I want to have that on another weapon, then I need to take 2 feats. And that's 4 levels. I just can't do that. Like, we're level 12. Last time I was like level 16 when I finished it. So we barely even have enough to do that. Because otherwise, I would like to craft a staff for her that has, like, spell charges. But a lot of spells also needs you to do, like, a ranged attack. And in that case, she's just gonna have, like, massive penalties of hitting with them. And in that case, I would rather just have a bow with some elemental damage on her.
Repent.
Onward.
More spiders. And another reason I'm not sure if I wanna like really rush the main story is last time I had more or less 100% in the game. And I still barely could do the last dungeon. So if I rush it, I'm not sure like will I even be able to finish it. Primal Spider Matriarch. Here we go. She rushed out at us from an open cave, and we got a surprise round on her somehow. That's not at all how surprise rounds work in the game, I think. Or in tabletop. I think it's just like RNG who gets a surprise round here.
Good.
I spec my dog so that, like, wolves and dogs and wargs and whatever, when they attack things with the bite attack, they get an automatic attempt tripping so that they just get knocked down. And I've only spec'd him for bonuses for that. And when he knocks someone down, every single character who is standing in melee range gets an attack of opportunity. So if I like, if I just delay his turn until last, and I just walk in on enemies, like attack them once, with all my other characters go in, trip with like massive super bonuses because he has 40 strength as well. And then they get tripped, and then everyone just gets an attack of opportunity against flat-footed AC, I think. So he doesn't get like his dexterity bonus stuff and dodge bonuses. So that's why my dog is so insanely OP. He just goes in and bites them, and then everyone just smashes them to death. Right. There was something there. Mushrooms! And going back to Final Fantasy, just the weird segue again. The reason I kind of like playing Final Fantasy XIV as a single-player game is that the entire game is just actually structured like a single-player game. Like you have a main story that you're following that revolves around you specifically as the Warrior of Light. So it's like actually a single player story game. And then you can also play with other people. But it's also that it's like MMOs have the best gameplay out of all RPG games by far, because they actually have like buttons. And I'm not talking about like grinding quests and shit. I mean like specifically the like how classes play and etc. And Final Fantasy XIV has actually really good class design.
Which knife to use?
So it's like a single player game that has nice gameplay. However, the problem with it is that it also struggles with MMO difficulty, which means that everything outside of like raids is like they literally cannot defeat you. So it's kind of ruined as well. Which is also, honestly, one of the biggest issues with modern MMO. Which is why I understand that people like Classic WoW or whatever, even if Classic WoW is complete garbage. But because it actually has, like, challenging enemies. Like, not mechanically challenging, but, like, stat-wise.
Knock used to lighting enemies on fire first.
We're all hasted already. Because in vanilla WoW, you would, like, at some points, depending on how, like, if you did too high level content or whatever, you would, like, struggle to kill one enemy. And now you have to pull the entire zone and AoE it down for it to have a chance of defeating you. And Final Fantasy XIV is a little bit in that spot as well, so not quite as bad. But the music is good, so it's entirely playable just because of that. It has the best soundtrack out of any video game, in my opinion. By far. I think it's really, really good. And it also has one of the most interesting development stories. If you like watch the documentaries about it, it's really interesting. Because first they released probably one of the worst MMOs ever. And then they somehow salvaged that in probably the coolest way that you can. And then they turned it into one of the biggest MMO successes of all time. So I kind of like it for that on its own. I don't know if you know what they did, but they literally destroyed the entire world by having like a really long event in Final Fantasy 14 1.0 where a meteor was literally just plunging towards the planet. No one saw it, and then everyone just died. And then, and then they just started over. Because the game was just, it was just so broken, they could not salvage it. They just had to reset it. Yeah, it's actually not that long of a watch. But I actually recommend watching it if you're interested at all. It's just like Final Fantasy 14 like documentary on YouTube. I think you'll find the things. It's probably less than an hour, I think.
Be easier if you not fight back.
This will hurt.
And I think, I'm not sure though, I think Yoshi P, the guy who saved the game, is probably involved in the upcoming Final Fantasy game. But I'm not sure. Like, I think, if I remember correctly, it's Yoshi P and one of the guys behind Devil May Cry, I think. So, I don't know, that... I'm kind of actually interested in that, even though I don't really care about Final Fantasy anymore.
waste.
I'm like paying attention to everything else other than. I was at my parents all day. I'm like super brain dead. I can't really. I'm barely paying attention to it. Oh no, he died! Okay, whatever. Are we hasted? We are hasted. Bonk. These are undead, I think. Holy weapon should help. Well, not if we miss.
Unworthy.
Bonk. One remaining. Alright, if we use acid... Well. Acid arrow bypasses spell resistance. And I think they have really high spell res. No, they have no spell rest. They have shield, so they're immune to one spell, and that was the spell I tried using. Magic missile. Come on, stop missing. That's a thing that I'm not a huge fan of as well. Like in other tactics type games, like XCOM, you usually have like a 70 to 95% hit chance on average, I think. Here you have like a 30% hit chance on average.
Follow my lead.
At least that's how it feels. Even worse if you don't stack buffs. That's why buffs are so important as well. It's just bless plus good fortune. That on its own is plus 15% chance to hit.
Ready for anything.
And then we get more there. He actually doesn't really get that much. He mostly has like defensive stuff, and this makes his crits do maximum damage. I think I looted everything in there, I'm not sure. Like I said, not gonna stream for much longer. Rest.
Why are you so obnoxious and rude, even with your allies?
Allies. I'm afraid you're not going to like my answer, girl. You'll just imagine I have a bad temper.
Banter. They don't banter, they're just like rude to each other. I like banter, but I don't like the banter in this. they're just dicks to each other. Even the good characters are all just dicks to each other all the time. It's not like fun banter. It's just like they're just like stop being assholes. Let's see. We have the entire top area there. We have the rotten cave. But this place is too long. I know exactly what this is. It has like a long tunnel and stuff in it that you have to go through. So, like I said, it's a short stream, 2 hours, 40 minutes. But I think we'll stop there for tonight. But tomorrow should be a long all-night stream. Yeah, it was nice having someone to talk to for once. So thank you for that. But we'll see you around, maybe. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging. Bye-bye.